Powerboat P1, the glamour and the glory. Over the last 7 years, over $15 million have been invested in the P1 World Championship. And while talk of being the third tier of motorsport may be a little premature, what is certain is that it's becoming an increasingly important marketing platform for the marine industry.
Almost every element of the championship is underexploited. Cars and bike racing have been exploited to the hilt. What you have in powerboating is really the third pillar of motorsport, and what we're seeing is more brands and more products are seeing the value of being associated with powerboating in general, and particularly the manufacturers who can use it as an environment in which to test their products under some of the harshest conditions, obviously racing, and then using that as a marketing platform ultimately to sell their products come Monday morning.
1, 2, 3, 4!
And with action like this, it's certainly a touch more interesting than traditional boat shows.
Because it has such great exposure worldwide. I mean, it helps us in Europe and all over the world, and also back in the US as well. So it's just a tremendous marketing tool for us. Our P1 boats are the very same boats we build for our consumers back in the States and all over the world. The boat we raced today was actually a production boat that we took off the line and put some race numbers on it and went racing with. So we literally race exactly, sell exactly what we race.
Yet despite racing with off-the-shelf products, it's not a cheap sport to enter.
Set this boat up for the super sport class, going to be looking around about $500,000. And obviously you've got no insurance or anything like that, so if things go wrong, you've got to pay the money to repair it.
These costs rise to $1.2 million per season for the Evolution class, the bigger of the two tiers of competition. But with a total prize purse of less than $50,000 per event.
First place, SW1 Capital!
The attraction certainly isn't a financial one.
The glamour's nice, but the racing is the main part of it for us. Yeah, we want to come along, we put a lot of time into repairing, sorting the boat, building the boat, so we come along here to race.
As a result, for teams to truly compete, sponsorship is essential. Without commercial support, it is no more than just a rich man's sport. At this early stage of the sport's trajectory, however, many are seeing it as a good investment.
Some motorsports were extremely costly and expensive. I think really with P1, and especially with the super sport class, the boats that we race are actually everyday boats. It keeps the cost of the sport within containable levels. There's more and more television rights, etc. So I think it represents very, very good value for money.
The championship itself is currently without title sponsorship and at present relies on an alternative source of funding, venue revenue.
Which is essentially a fee that a city would pay for us to bring Powerboat P1 to town, to bring the circus to town. We return that value directly back to the city through inward economic investment, through heads on beds, through the messages, the positive messages that we put out about that city through our international media platform.
The mainstay of which is, of course, television, which is crucial for a sport like powerboating, where it's somewhat challenging to make money from live spectators.
Unlike traditional motorsports, powerboating by its very nature happens out to sea and not in a stadium. And while they have had a few thousand paying spectators and corporate hospitality guests here over the weekend, the key audience is television.
An audience which is growing fast.
Well, we've seen a 28% increase between 2008 and 2009, and we've not even finished the season yet. One of the biggest points of growth has come through our partnership with Eurosport, who are one of the championship's official broadcasters. That gets us into 114 million homes across the continent, and it sees P1 translated into 26 different languages, which obviously is helping to increase the appeal and popularity of the sport significantly.
By building up this momentum, the organisers also hope to persuade sponsors to jump on board.
I'm cheap today. When I get there, it's going to be really expensive for people to come on board. So I think the smart guys are the guys who are going to jump on board now and give me sponsorship. We're about that far away from tipping, and we will tip. And when we tip, it's a roll.
And what the powerboat enthusiasts will hope is that this roll is more of a wave than a crash.